Hey, so
Ask me any kind of question you want.
what's the difference between so you be in a federal prison and state prison, right?
Yes.
What's the difference between states and fed?
Well, federal and state is like a whole different. It's like apple and oranges. To tell the truth, it's like the feds is more structured. You know what I'm saying? You ain't dealing with your own kind. You know, when I'm in the state, John, I'm dealing with Florida niggas. You know what I'm saying? I ain't dealing with, you know what I'm saying? Whenever you in the Fed, you dealing with international niggas from all over the world and all over the country. So it's definitely a different experience. You know, it's definitely on the pen level. You know what I'm saying? I was in the pen, like I said, and I ain't trying to glamorize prison or nothing like that, because really I call that shit doing the goofy, man. Nigga going in and out of prison, that shit ain't cool, man. I just grew up a certain way and it was a lifestyle that I lived, you know what I'm saying? And it is what it is, you know. But the Fed is definitely different, you know, on a higher level. Whenever you think of the Fed, people think of just this plus shit or anything like that. Yeah, maybe at a medium or a camp or a low, but definitely not in the penitentiary. You know what I'm saying? When you dealing with them penitentiaries, I did 21 flat, but I was in there for 16 years in the pen, so it's definitely a different experience.
Tell me, like, explain to them, like, to the people, like, how violent it is in the feds.
It's like, basically it's like this right here. When you in the federal system and you is a chomo, meaning child molester, homosexual, or you a rat or anything like that right there, it's bad for you, man. You know, if your paperwork don't check out, anything like that right there, it definitely can be life altering. You know what I'm saying? So you got to come in straight. You got to come in with your shit together, because if you ain't got your shit together, then, you know, you got to go, man. You know, and I'm going to be the one to do it. You know what I'm saying? And what I mean by I'm going to be the one to do it, not that I'm a tough guy or anything like that, but I'm a Florida representative. You know what I'm saying? From Pensacola all the way to Miami. You know what I'm saying? You gonna have to see me. We don't care about how much money you had. We don't care nothing about none of that. You know what I'm saying? It's just in there. It's just a different world.
Oh, so the stabbing is very severe enough?
Oh, yes. Like the last pen I was at was Big Sandy. That's in Inez, Kentucky. And, you know, you can Google it right now. All y'all listeners, Google that place. It's the most violent penitentiary right now in the United States of America. And it goes down there, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, I'm not glamorizing this lifestyle or anything like that, but dudes on the street, they ain't got no idea what's going on in there. You know, it's real political, it's racial, it's black, white, Mexican, Puerto Rican, Florida, West Coast, East Coast, whatever you is, that's who you sit with, that's who you eat with. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, everything is structured. You know what I'm saying? It ain't definitely no life where a nigga want to live. Put it like this: if we sitting there watching Love and Hip Hop, and I got to come to you and be like, "Hey, such and such, man, I'm about to take a shower." You got to stop everything that you're doing and walk to the shower with me while I'm taking the shower. That's how bad it is.
Oh, so it's still old school prison time. Yes. They still raping and all that out there?
Yes, it's raping, it's robbery, it's, you know what I'm saying, it's everything, man. It's everything, man. Because you got to think, some of the most Big Sandy is a level 5 yard, meaning that's where the worst go. So everybody there think they tough. Everybody.
That's the highest you can go, level 5?
Yes, it's like the highest you can go far as outside of Supermax. That's where Larry Hoover and Chapo and all them, and they really ain't in the same danger I would be at, because they locked down 24/7.
Facts,
you know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So with the pen yards, you're out and about. You know what I'm saying? And you're moving around. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely is a big, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Definitely. Like, that's like Kodak Black was there. And from my understanding, they didn't let him come on the yard because of some statements he made about Nipsey Hussle prior to him going to prison. And if I would have been there, that definitely wouldn't have happened on my watch. You know what I'm saying? Meaning that we would have let him walk. But at the same time, it ain't nothing but 7 niggas there from Florida. You know what I'm saying? So I guess they felt like they was outnumbered. It is a South car, but we still govern our own. That's how it is.
Oh, explain to them how like how the different states is in there. How you got like Florida, Georgia, how they be going to war with each other and all that.
Okay, like mainly the South don't go to war with each other because we like one of a kind. Meaning I can identify with a nigga from Georgia, or Louisiana or something like that. When you talk about West Coast niggas and up north niggas, New York niggas and Philadelphia niggas, it's a different type of, you know, niggas from DC, it's a different type of feel. But niggas out the South, you know, we all the same. We got gold teeth, we got dreads, we got broken, we got broken language, the way we talk and all type of stuff. So we all together in a sense. And we had to do that because of the DC cars.
Boy, I heard them DC niggas don't play, boy.
Oh,
what about them? Tell me, let them know about them DC people, man. I heard they don't play no game, man. I've been hearing this since I've been out of prison.
That is the worst of the worst when you speaking of DC niggas, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't know nothing about DC niggas prior to me going to the Fed. You know what I'm saying? I was more or less like, okay, I heard of DC, Chocolate City, it's a beautiful city to go. But when you get in the Fed and you around them dudes, man, they savages, man, and they hate niggas from Florida, man. They hate us with a passion, you know what I'm saying? And I respect all men. I don't care where you from. Like, I ain't never been on no geographical time. I fuck with niggas from every coast, in between and everything. But them dudes right there is a different breed, man. You know, a lot of them is homosexuals. A lot of them dope fiends. Heroin is a big thing up there in DC. You know what I'm saying? And when you meet them dudes right there, man, it's bad, man. It's all bad, man. I'm telling you. Like I said, I even hate to sound biased like that, to even put them all in a box like that. But I was in there for 21 years, and I had experiences with a lot of them. So I understand the mind frame of it.
21 years straight?
Yeah.
16 in the pen?
Yeah, 21 years, day for day, 16 in the pen. My last 5 was in the medium. And I had been to the state joint prior to that 6 times. So I pretty much been institutionalized all my life, man.
So what's the difference is when you left out of state, when you caught your case, right, and you coming from state prison, doing time in state prison, what was the first place they sent you to?
The first state they sent, I mean, you talking about when I went to the state?
Yeah, when you went to the feds.
Oh, when I went to the Fed, the first place they sent most of us is Coleman. You know, I spent the majority of my time at Coleman. I was like at Coleman for about 9, 10 years. I was at Coleman for about 9 to 10 years, and then after that, I got put up under SIS drug investigation, meaning SIS is like the police within the police. That's who police the police in there. They like the Fed within the Fed, meaning if you're a warden or you're a crooked cop, those is the ones that investigate them. But anyway, they grabbed me and sent me away from them. They could never get me from them, but they just sent me away from them. Because I was thugging in prison, man. You know, I was getting money in prison, I was hustling, you know, whatever I had to do.
That shit was flooded at where you was at?
Oh yeah, man. You had a bunch of cricket. Man, you know what? It almost seemed like when I went to Coleman, like I was on the streets, man. It was like the projects, man. You know what I'm saying? It was just bad, man. It wasn't no environment for you talking about you want to rehabilitate yourself.
So you was at Coleman with pen 1?
Yeah, I was at Coleman at pen 1. I was at Coleman at pen 1.
Was Coleman pen ran different from other pens?
Yeah, because it was like a big state joint. And what I mean by that is, it was so many dudes from Florida there. You had the convertible Burks was there. You had Henry Mann out of Jacksonville was there. You had Bo Diddley that was there. All these dudes I had personal relationships with because I was there for so long. You know what I'm saying? And we all was from Florida. But also it was segregated. Meaning you had the Miami dudes, you had the Tampa dudes, you had the up, you know what I'm saying? You had the North Florida dudes, Jacksonville, Pensacola, and all that. So it was just a big state joint.
And it's crazy that you mentioned Henry Mann because I was locked up with his grandson at Madison.
Okay.
Yeah, so I already know he a big dog.
Yeah, you know, he was a big dog.
They say he back locked up again.
Yeah, I heard he got caught with a whole bunch of money. You know what I'm saying? And I was there, you know, it was a whole bunch of egos there, I'm gonna say that. You know, at Coleman back then in 05, 04, 03, from 03 all the way to 08, it was a lot of big dogs there.
So when you got locked up, when you caught your Fed case, what year?
I caught my Fed case in 2002.
And just when you came home?
I came home just this year. I mean, I came home last year, August. So this is my 21st year right now.
Damn, boy, you came home, I came home.
Yeah, this is my 21st year.
So you going to, like you said, when you left state joint, you caught your case. Like you said, it was hard for you to cop out. You were 29 when you caught your case?
Yeah, I was 29 years old when I caught my case. And, you know, copping out the damn near 30 years, because they gave me 27 years. So copping out the damn near 30 years at 29 years old, that's a life sentence. So I didn't see what I'm seeing now. I didn't see the good health that I'm in. I didn't see the mind frame that I'm in. So that way I just went in like, man, fuck this. I'm gonna do what I want to do. I'm gonna live like I want to live. You know what I mean? And there was no difference. I don't give a damn if you was a millionaire and you had $1 million in prison. You didn't live no different from me because I did it my way. And I don't mean that to brag. I just did it my way. I did it the way that I wanted to do it.
At Coleman Pen, was it heavily ran by Florida? You would say it was a more so Florida joint, a down south joint?
Yeah, it was definitely a Florida situation. At even from Coleman Pen to Coleman Medium to the camp or anything, it's ran by Florida. Like that's like our backyard. So we definitely couldn't let nobody come there from out of state and run anything. You know what I'm saying? So it was definitely, but it was also a lot of favoritism. You know what I'm saying? You had a whole bunch of dudes that was harboring, dudes that was telling based on the fight. That's like dudes from Tampa that came there that done told. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't on board with it, but I'm like, hey, you niggas from Miami, y'all niggas ain't running them niggas up. You know what I'm saying? Y'all ain't, you know what I'm saying? Y'all ain't stabbing them. So why would I stab my own boys?
So you saying everybody that killed come to prison in the Fed, that's the police or so-called told them somebody gonna get stabbed off rip?
Well, sometimes it's almost like it's like goes both ways. Sometimes they politely get walked up, like just go, and other times it is violence. It depends on how the person is. Like meaning that if a dude tell a dude, hey man, you got 30 days to get it up, and if he don't get it up in 30 days, then it could be a problem.
It could be a problem. I've been hearing about that.
Definitely.
So they don't spare on snitches and no police.
No, a snitch or snitch or either thief. You know what? It's almost like a thief get it worse than a snitch, to tell the truth. And I never.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yes, like if you
dead right about that.
Meaning that if you told on somebody, it's a good chance that they could walk you up without any physical harm. But when they found out you stole, it's all